Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I am going to explain and practically demonstrate about another OOPS concept in Java, that is polymorphism. So let's get started. As already explained in one of the previous sessions that there are different OOPS concepts we have in Java. OOPS concepts we have in Java, that is object-oriented programming system concepts we have in Java. What are they? Total we have six. First one is object. Second one is class. Third one is encapsulation. Fourth one is inheritance. Fifth one is polymorphism. Sixth one is abstraction. So these are the different OOPS concepts we have in Java. Out of all these six OOPS concepts, already have covered the first four in the previous sessions. That is object I completed and explained in the previous session. Class also explained in the previous sessions. Then encapsulation also covered as part of the previous sessions. Inheritance also covered as part of the previous sessions. Now we are into the polymorphism. The fifth OOPS concept in Java, that is polymorphism, I am going to cover in this session. So what is the meaning of polymorphism? Poly means many. Morphism means forms. So polymorphism means many forms. Okay? The same item having different forms is called as polymorphism. Assume that there is a person, he is behaving differently in different situations. The same person, okay, he is behaving differently in different situations. When he is angry, he is behaving differently. When he is happy, he is behaving differently. Assume that there is a situation. So similarly, polymorphism means the same item having many forms. Okay. So there may be some kind of materials, guys, which when put into the air, they will behave differently. Which you put into the water, they will behave differently. When you put into the fire, they will behave differently. Okay, depending on the context, the same item may behave differently, right? There may be some items in the real world which will behave differently in different circumstances. Fine. So that is what is polymorphism. The same item behaving differently in different situations is called as polymorphism in simple words. Okay, fine. So a person or item behaving differently in different situations is called as polymorphism. Polymorphism in simple words means many forms. Same item having many forms. The same item having many forms is called as polymorphism. Now, using this polymorphism in Java programming, especially polymorphism in Java programming, polymorphism allows the methods or objects, okay, allows the methods or object to behave differently in different contexts, in different context. Okay. So polymorphism is a real world kind of term, which means many forms, same item behaving differently in different circumstances or contexts. It's called as polymorphism. The same polymorphism, when applied in Java programming, okay, will be applicable for the methods or objects. Okay. Because of this polymorphism concept or OOPS concept in Java, polymorphism OOPS concept in Java, methods or objects in Java will behave differently because of this polymorphism OOPS concept. Methods or objects in Java will behave differently in different contexts because of this polymorphism OOPS concepts in Java programming. So I'll demonstrate, guys. Okay, I'll demonstrate in Java programming how the polymorphism is possible. I'm going to demonstrate, and with practical demonstration, I'm going to demonstrate. So before that, theoretically, guys, so polymorphism in Java is achieved using two things. One is method overloading, which I already have explained in one of the previous sessions, guys. Method overloading. Polymorphism in Java is achieved through method overloading and also method overriding. Overloading and overriding are the concepts in Java which follow this polymorphism concepts. Okay. So method overloading and method overriding concepts in Java. I already have explained about this method overloading and method overriding in the previous sessions. Fine. So method overriding means there are two types of polymorphism. Method overloading falls into compile time polymorphism. method overloading falls into compile time polymorphism. Whereas method overriding is will fall into the runtime polymorphism. Why method overloading falls under the compile time polymorphism? Why method overriding falls under the runtime polymorphism? Everything I'm going to cover in this session. First of all, polymorphism in Java is possible with method overloading and method overriding. So first I'll explain with practical demonstration overloading. How the same method will behave differently in different contexts. I'm going to cover with method overloading concept we have in Java, because of which the same method is going to behave differently in different contexts. How? I'm going to show you, and how that method overloading falls into compile time polymorphism also I'm going to cover right now. For that I'll switch to this Eclipse IDE. Here I'm going to create a new package. I'll just name this package as polypack. Some random name I am giving. Under this package I'm going to create a class. I'll just name this class as a you know sample class otherwise. Okay, I'll just name this class as sample class. You can give any name. Click on finish. Once I create this class, guys, I'll just increase the font. Inside this class I'm going to create a method known as add method, public void add method. Okay, and it is going to receive the data in integer format. Two parameters will be there. A is also in integer data, B is also int type. Now here it will simply, when I call this particular method, it will add the two numbers and simply print sum of A and B is plus A plus B. Like this I am writing the logic. Okay, now I'll copy the same method and I'm going to create an overloaded method for this particular method inside the same class in Java. You see, in Java I cannot create a duplicate exact method of the same duplicate copy of the method. I cannot create inside the same class. But I can create when, okay, the number of parameters are different, or the type of the parameters are different, or the order in which the parameters are declared are different. Any of these things should be satisfied to create an overloaded method. But here this particular method is giving an error because it's considered as a duplicate method. To overcome this, I'll just change the type. Double I'll give double A double B. Now here we have int A int B. Here double A double B is there, right? Like the two methods are there for now. Okay, this example is fine. Now I have these two methods. Now I'll create one more class known as demo class with main method finish, and here I'll just take it to the right side so that you can see both. I'll just decrease the font size a bit. Yeah, this is fine. Now here I want to call one of these methods. Both the methods have the same name. These are called as overloaded methods. Okay. Inside the same class in Java, you can have more than one method having the same name only when they differ in the number of parameters or type of the parameters or the order in which the parameters are declared. Three things. Okay. Now, if I am going to create an object for this sample class, sample s is equal to new sample, sample s is equal to new sample like this, and using this, if I am calling add method, you see here two overloaded methods are coming into picture. But what if I give 5.5 comma 6.7? Now tell me guys, before running the code, tell me which method out of these two overloaded methods will be called. Which add method will be called? The first add method will be called or second add method will be called. Based on the arguments you are passing. Based on the arguments you are passing, Java during the compile time will decide which method to be called. During which time guys? Java will decide during compile time itself, not during the runtime. Okay, during the compile, while the Java is compiling this code itself, Java will decide which method will be called. So here, since you are passing the decimal data, decimal numerical data, okay, the Java will decide during the compile time itself. While compiling the code itself, Java will decide that this particular method is going to get called with this method calling statement, because in this method calling statement we are passing decimal data. So this particular overloaded method having the parameters with double type will be called, not int. Okay, so this decision was taken by Java during the compile time itself. Okay, the decision of which method is going to get called with this method calling statement, which overloaded method is going to get called with the help of method calling statement, is being decided by the Java during the compiling process itself, while compiling the code itself. That's why this method overloading falls under the compile time polymorphism. So here the same method will behave differently. Here this method is going to add two numbers but non-decimal numbers. This method is going to having the same name when called will add two numbers again but non-decimal decimal numbers. Okay, they are behaving differently. Same method is behaving differently with the different types of data that I am passing. That's what is called as method overloading, and this is called as polymorphism. Same method having the different forms. In one context, when I am passing the normal non-decimal numerical data, this method is going to add, this method is going to perform like this. It's going to behave differently in that context. When you are passing decimal data while calling the method is going to run or behave differently. So that's why this is called as polymorphism, guys. And and this is compile time polymorphism because as part of method overloading, which method to be called will be decided by Java during the compile time itself based on the type of the data that I am passing to the as passing as arguments to the parameters of the methods, overloaded methods. Okay, if I run this code, you will see that this double method will be called and we'll get the output. Decimal output will get 12.2 we got. Okay, fine. So this is called as method overloading is one of these. How this is what is method overloading. It is one of falls into the polymorphism and the type is compile time polymorphism. The same method having the same name is behaving differently based on the type of the data I am passing while calling that particular method. Okay, and that method is being decided during the compile time. Which overloaded method to be called is decided at compile time. That is called. That's why it's called as this method overloading is called as compile time polymorphism in Java. Now coming to the method overriding. Method overriding is possible in case of inheritance, guys. In case of inheritance, for example, uh, I'll just create one more class here. I'll just name this class as sample2 class. Let me name this class as sample2 class. Sample2 class. I'm just giving some random name. Finish. Now inside this sample2, I'm going to create a method public void sample let's say method method 1 I am creating, otherwise method 1, and here parent class method 1 I'll say. Now here I'm going to create one more class sample2. I'm going to create one more class sample3 class, and I'm going to make this sample3 class a child class of the sample2 class. Now, this particular method 1 which I created in the parent class will be inherited into the child class of this sample2 class, that is sample3 class. It will be inherited because sample3 is a child class. But in the child class also, I'll create the same method. Even though this particular method is getting inherited in child class, even though it's not created, but in the child class also, there is exact same method. And I'm going to say that this particular method is overriding the method in the parent class. Okay. If I'm writing this annotation, if I'm not getting an error, that is a proof that this particular method is overriding the method in the parent class. And here if you observe that as part of method overriding, the method in the parent class has the same name, method in the child class has the same name. I'll simply write child class method 1. I'll write here parent class method 1, here child class method 1. Now in this kind of situation, if I create a new class and just write demo 2 with main method I'll create, I'll drag it here. Now here in this, okay, if I want to, okay, if I create an object for the sample3, okay, or I'll create one more class here, guys. Okay, let's say class, or else I'll give different names here. Let's say I'll just name this as animal class. Hover the mouse on this, I'll just take different example, rename file name to animal, and here I'll just make this as dog class extends animal. I'm just giving different names. Okay, public void sound is there, sound method is there. Animal, here I'll write animal is making sound. Okay, and the same sound method I'll override here in the child class, that is a dog class is the child class of the animal class. Public void, this is a better example, so I'm taking this public void sound. I'll say now here this particular method is overriding the method in the parent class. Now here I'll write system.out.println dog is barking. Instead of animal is making sound, here dog is barking will be printed. Similarly, I'll create one more class, that is cat class extends animal. Here I'll write down again the same method I'm overriding, guys, in the child class, the parent class, animal class method I'm okay overriding in the child class, and here I'll be writing at the rate override, and here I'll be writing system.out.println cat is meowing. Okay, something I'm writing. Now in this kind of situation, if I create an object for the dog class and assign that to the object reference of the animal class. Now if I say a dot sound, now here during the compile time, Java cannot take a decision. Java cannot think which sound method will be called. The dog related sound will be called or cat related sound will be called. Java cannot decide. Okay, during the compile time, in this kind of context, during the compile time, Java cannot decide which sound method is being called. During the compile time, Java will not give an error because the animal class is also having the sound method. So that's why a dot, this variable a is declared with animal parent class, right? But the object of the dog class is assigned to the object reference, but Java doesn't know about this object. Okay, which object is assigned to this got stored into this object reference, Java will not decide during the compile time. Okay, Java will come to know that, okay, whatever the object reference which is declared with animal is calling the sound. Since animal is having the sound, it doesn't worry. So Java will not decide which method, which override and method is being called when I call this particular sound with the help of this object reference of a. Java will not decide. Java will decide while you are running the code. When I run this particular code during the runtime, okay, Java will see that during the runtime, Java will be able to see that into this object reference, the object of the dog is being stored. Hence, using the object reference of that object of this particular dog, sound method if you are calling means dog is barking. This particular sound or this particular overridden method should be called. That Java will decide during the runtime, not during the compile time. That's why that's why this polymorphism, which is followed by this method overriding, is called as runtime polymorphism. Here, Java is deciding which method to be called based on the object during the runtime, not during the compile time. During the compile time, Java cannot know which method is going to be called, which sound method is going to call. It will simply think that in animal class there is sound method and that will be called. It will think during the compile time. But during the runtime, Java will get to know that this particular object reference is holding the object of the dog. Hence, the sound method which is related to the dog class will be called, that Java will come to know during the runtime. So if I run this, you see dog is barking will be printed. Now again, if I say a is equal to, here a is already declared with animal, a is equal to new cat. If I say, now into the same object reference, if I am storing the object of the cat, during the runtime, Java will get to know that which overridden method will be called. This cat is meowing will be printed. Okay, into that object reference of the animal class, which object is being stored, assigned, based on that, that particular sound method will be called. And this kind of concept in polymorphism is called as runtime polymorphism. And here the sound method is same, in overridden method is same, right? But which method will be called during, will be decided during the runtime. That's why this polymorphism which is followed by method overriding is actually called as runtime polymorphism. Okay, in case of method overloading, Java will decide which method to be called based on the type of the arguments during the compile time. Hence, that is method overloading is called as compile time polymorphism. But in case of method overriding, Java will decide which method is going to be get called based on the type of the object which is getting stored into the object reference. That will be decided during runtime. Because of that, Java will come to know during the runtime which method, which overridden method is having the same name is to be called, and that is called as runtime polymorphism. Okay, so hope guys you understood what is polymorphism in this session. Is another OOPS concept in Java, and which means many forms, same method or object which are behaving differently based on the context during the program, and that's why it's called as polymorphism. So in Java, polymorphism allows the methods or objects to behave differently in different contexts. Here, the object is going to behave differently. Here, method is going to behave differently. Okay, that concept is called as polymorphism, guys. So that's all for this session. See you in the next session. Thank you. Bye bye.